The United States of America 5 cents 2002 P coin, commonly called the 2002 P Jefferson Nickel, is part of the long-running Jefferson Nickel series that has been in continuous production since 1938. It carries a face value of 5 cents, and was struck by the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P mint mark found on the coin's obverse front side. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, 1743 to 1826, and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust," to the left of Jefferson's profile, "Liberty," written in Jefferson's own handwriting to the right, and the year, 2002, nearby. These details were introduced as part of the coin's long-standing design tradition that highlights American values and the nation's faith, liberty, and history. On the reverse back of the coin, the central feature is Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia estate, which has appeared on the nickel since the series began. The reverse inscriptions read E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 5.00 grams with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a smooth edge. In 2002, the Philadelphia Mint produced more than 627 million nickels, making this a common circulation coin. The P mint mark is placed to the right of Jefferson's bust, beneath the inscription, "In God We Trust." While the 2002 P Jefferson Nickel is not rare, it still holds numismatic interest, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. Regular circulated examples are worth their face value of 5 cents, but coins that have been preserved in mint state condition, graded MS 65 or higher, can be valued between 25 cents and $3, depending on luster, strike quality, and absence of wear. In proof sets made for collectors, the 2002 nickels from the San Francisco Mint S mint mark can have higher value, particularly those with deep cameo contrast. From a historical perspective, this coin belongs to the pre-Westward Journey nickel series, meaning it was struck before the U.S. Mint redesigned the nickel 2004 to 2006 to commemorate the Lewis and Clark expedition. The 2002 P version thus represents one of the final years of the classic Jefferson Monticello design, originally created by artist Felix Schlag. Schlag's design was chosen in a national competition in 1938, and it remained essentially unchanged for over 6 decades, symbolizing American stability and tradition through the 20th century. Collectors often appreciate the 2002 P nickel for its clean strike and relatively high production quality. The phrase, "In God We Trust," embodies the nation's spiritual and moral heritage, while "Liberty," written in Jefferson's own cursive style, emphasizes individual freedom, one of Jefferson's most cherished ideals. Although it is a common coin in circulation, examining it closely provides a small but tangible connection to American history, design artistry, and the mint's long-standing craftsmanship. For most people, the 2002 P nickel represents not monetary value, but a symbolic continuation of American ideals etched in metal, a reminder of faith, liberty, and the enduring influence of Thomas Jefferson in the fabric of U.S. history. Next top. The United States of America 5 cents 2003 P coin, commonly known as the 2003 P Jefferson Nickel, is part of the long and proud series of Jefferson nickels first introduced in 1938. This particular coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as shown by the P mint mark found on the obverse front of the coin. The obverse displays a dignified left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, whose legacy as a founding father, principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and advocate for democracy and individual rights continues to define the American spirit. The inscriptions on the front include, "In God We Trust," to the left of Jefferson's profile, "Liberty," written in Jefferson's own elegant script to the right, and the date, 2003, nearby. Together, these words and images represent the moral, political, and philosophical foundations of the nation, faith in God, belief in freedom, and respect for one of its most visionary leaders. Turning to the reverse back of the coin, we see the image of Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home in Charlottesville, Virginia. Designed by Jefferson himself, Monticello is a masterpiece of neoclassical architecture and a symbol of intellectual pursuit, enlightenment, and self-reliance. The building sits prominently in the center of the design, above the denomination 5 cents and the inscription, United States of America. Above Monticello, the phrase E pluribus unum is written in graceful lettering, Latin for out of many one, reflecting the unity of the diverse American states into a single nation. The reverse design was created by Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor who won a national design competition in 1938 to replace the previous buffalo nickel with a design honoring Jefferson and his legacy. Schlag's Monticello reverse has been praised for its classical balance and enduring simplicity, symbolizing the stability and continuity of American democracy. The 2003 P. Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it the familiar silvery appearance of modern 5-cent pieces. It weighs 5.00 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a plain edge. During 2003, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 410 million of these coins, while the Denver Mint struck an even larger number with the D Mint mark. Because of this high mintage, the 2003 P nickel is not rare in circulation and can still be found in everyday change across the United States. However, uncirculated or proof specimens, those that have never entered circulation, are valued by coin collectors for their sharp details, bright luster, and historical context as part of the last years of the original Jefferson Monticello design before the redesign in 2004. In collector terms, a regular circulated 2003 P. Jefferson nickel holds its face value of 5 cents, but in mint state, MS, condition, especially grades MS, 65 and higher, its value can range from 25 cents to $2, depending on strike quality and preservation. Coins struck with special finishes for collector sets, such as proof coins from the San Francisco Mint with an S mint mark, can command higher values, particularly when they feature deep cameo, DCM, contrast. These proof coins, made from specially polished dies and planchets, exhibit a mirror-like shine and are highly prized by numismatists. The year 2003 holds special significance in the Jefferson Nickels series because it represents the final full year of the classic Felix Schlag design that had been in continuous use for 65 years. In 2004, the U.S. Mint began a new era known as the Westward Journey Nickel series, commemorating the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition and the Louisiana Purchase, both of which were deeply tied to Jefferson's presidency. Therefore, the 2003 P. nickel stands as the last standard issue of the old Jefferson design, marking the end of a numismatic chapter that began before World War II and endured into the 21st century. Symbolically, the 2003 P. nickel encapsulates much of what Jefferson stood for: intellectual freedom, architectural beauty, and belief in the strength of democratic government. The words, "In God We Trust," emphasize the nation's spiritual faith, while liberty, in Jefferson's own handwriting, evokes his lifelong defense of human rights and personal independence. The enduring image of Monticello serves as both a literal and metaphorical foundation, Jefferson's home as a reflection of his mind and as a monument to the ideals upon which America was built. Even though the 2003 P. nickel may seem like an ordinary coin to the casual observer, to the numismatist it represents a meaningful historical artifact, an everyday object carrying over 2 centuries of philosophical and artistic tradition. Each coin minted is a small metal witness to Jefferson's enduring influence on American culture, politics, and architecture. The precision of the minting process, the careful balance of next top. The 2016 P. United States of America 5-cent coin, widely known as the Jefferson nickel, is a modern circulating coin produced by the U.S. Mint. It has a face value of 5 cents and is composed of a copper-nickel alloy, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the small P mint mark found on the obverse side, front, of the coin. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Above his image are the words, "In God We Trust," a national motto first added to U.S. coins during the Civil War era, while to the left of Jefferson's portrait is the word "Liberty," written in Jefferson's own handwriting style, followed by the year of minting, 2016. This design was created by sculptor Felix Schlag, whose original 1938 portrait of Jefferson was modified and modernized in 2006 to better resemble the founding father based on historical paintings and busts. The reverse back of the 2016 nickel depicts Jefferson's home, Monticello, located in Charlottesville, Virginia. This design, also by Felix Schlag, shows the neoclassical architecture of the building, with the name Monticello written below the image, followed by 5 cents, United States of America, and the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which means out of many one. The coin measures 21.21 millimeters in diameter, weighs 5.00 grams, and has a plain edge. While billions of these nickels were minted for circulation, their exact value depends on condition and rarity. A standard circulated 2016 P nickel is typically worth only its face value, 5 cents, but uncirculated or high-grade examples, especially those graded MS, 65 or higher by professional grading services, can fetch anywhere from 25 cents to $2 or more from collectors. Some coins may also exhibit errors, such as die cracks, double strikes, or off-center minting, which can increase their value significantly depending on the type and visibility of the error. From a historical perspective, the Jefferson nickel has been in continuous production since 1938, replacing the earlier Buffalo nickel. The coin honors Jefferson not only as a U.S. president, but also as a symbol of American democracy, liberty, and intellectual pursuit. The inclusion of "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" reflects the nation's enduring ideals and values. The 2016 P nickel is part of the long-running Jefferson series, which remains a staple of American coinage and a favorite among collectors. Its design blends classical art with national symbolism, and its durability and circulation makes it one of the most recognizable coins in the U.S. monetary system today. Though common, it carries the heritage of American history, craftsmanship, and patriotism, small in value, but rich in meaning. Next top. The 2011 D United States of America 5-cent coin, commonly referred to as the Jefferson nickel, is a modern circulation coin minted by the U.S. Mint at its Denver facility, as indicated by the D mint mark on the obverse side. Like all modern nickels, it is composed of a durable copper-nickel alloy, specifically 75% copper and 25% nickel, designed to resist wear and maintain its silvery appearance through years of circulation. The coin weighs exactly 5.00 grams and measures 21.21 millimeters in diameter with a smooth, plain edge. The obverse front of the coin features the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The image used on this 2011 nickel is a more modern and lifelike rendering of Jefferson introduced in 2006, created by artist Jamie Franke, based on a study of classical portraits of Jefferson. Around the portrait appear several key inscriptions that define American values and identity. At the top is the national motto, "In God We Trust." At the left side appears "Liberty," written in Jefferson's own handwriting style, symbolizing his dedication to freedom and democracy, and finally the date, 2011, with the mint mark D, to indicate it was struck in Denver, Colorado. The reverse back of the 2011 D nickel proudly displays Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, which he personally designed and built over many years. The image shows the neoclassical architecture of the mansion, featuring its iconic dome and columned facade. Above the image is the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, which expresses the unity of the diverse American states and people. Beneath Monticello are the inscriptions Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. This reverse design has been used, with only minor modifications, since 1938 when it was first created by sculptor Felix Schlag, whose initials, FS, can be seen at the base of the building. The 2011 D nickel continues this long-standing design tradition, linking modern America to its historical roots and ideals. In terms of production, the Denver Mint struck over 490 million of these coins in 2011, making them common in circulation today. Because of this large mintage, most examples found in everyday change are worth only their face value of 5 cents. However, uncirculated or high-grade specimens, especially those graded MS 65, Mint State 65, or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can have collector value, typically between 25 cents and $2, depending on luster, sharpness of strike, and absence of wear or contact marks. Coins with unique errors or varieties, such as die cracks, double strikes, or off-center minting, may fetch significantly higher prices among numismatists. Historically, the Jefferson Nickels series replaced the Buffalo nickel in 1938 and has remained in continuous production for over 8 decades, making it one of the most enduring designs in U.S. coinage. Its themes of liberty, faith, and unity are deeply symbolic of the American spirit. The words, "In God We Trust," emphasize the nation's faith-based heritage, while liberty represents Jefferson's lifelong dedication to freedom and human rights, principles he expressed eloquently in the Declaration of Independence. The depiction of Monticello serves as both a tribute to Jefferson's architectural genius and a reminder of his vision for a self-sustaining, educated republic. The 2011 D nickel, though small in denomination, embodies a rich blend of history, art, and national identity. For collectors, it stands as a modern continuation of a coin that has carried Jefferson's legacy through the hands of millions of Americans. Whether preserved in pristine mint condition or found slightly worn in pocket change, each 2011 D 5-cent coin is a small but meaningful link to the nation's past, a symbol of the enduring ideals of faith, liberty, and unity that define the United States.